Hey guys, it's Jessica Martinez from Elite FTS.
Casey Williams, also from Elite FTS. We are here at Union Fitness, my gym. Yessie and I, we've done this intro before. We did it leading up to the Arnold. And I don't know, I was kind of happy with the way it turned out, but the timing
I was
of
not.
Fair enough. The timing of everything, I got extremely sick, and we wanted to launch this sooner rather than later, and it just wasn't a good time. So we're kind of 4 to 6 weeks delayed. Life throws you curveballs, you just fucking deal with it. So
we'll touch base or touch on what Coupled in Strength is. We did the intro, but I feel like we just need something to kind of like start and
long story short.
I'm just saying, like, we started a video, didn't go through with it, and then we're starting again. So this is kind of like our starting point, is what I'm saying.
Sure, but they don't know that.
You just mentioned it.
No.
Why are you being the ass?
Because that's what this fucking shit is about. Let me spread my wings.
All right, go ahead, babe. It's all you.
So, Coupled in Strength, cute title, right? We looked at what is Elite FTS. We both love being a part of it. Live, learn, and pass on. We do our training logs. We do life updates. We try to make it personal. We try to make it relevant. We want people to get something out of it always. Out of the same training log or post, people are going to have wildly different takes on it. So we sat down and kind of did some soul searching. We figured out what makes Yessie and I different from your average couple, whatever. Well, we're both pretty good powerlifters. We spend a lot of time in the gym. That's a big stressor. You look back at the old school powerlifters, and a lot of them did it to a fucking fault and never had a good family life out of it. And Dave has been very open with some of the issues him and Tracy have had.
Yeah.
And Dave knew he was very selfish along the way, and he was very fortunate to have Tracy. Just as one example, there are plenty of people. Our good friend Joe. Joe's wife he's got 2 kids. He's a teacher. He's got a ton of responsibilities, but his wife completely understands that he loves to do powerlifting, and he spends 2 or 3 hours a night at the gym with us, and she's okay with that. And that's a rare circumstance. It's a rare scenario. So. We like to have conversations with them and figure out,
how to make it work.
Why does this work for you, but it doesn't work for other people?
Yeah.
And, we know why it works for us, because we love each other and because we support each other no matter what.
And we have a common understanding because we both are into powerlifting.
And we're in the gym together.
Yes.
And that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
But with that comes its own, there's some issues. I'm coaching her, I'm training her. I'm a dick. I have a different coaching style. I'm very brash and abrasive, but in a good way. Like, we all love each other. Fuck, we're so gay in here. We give each other hugs all the time, and there's "I love you, man's" going on, but it's fun, and that's who we are.
Yeah.
And that's why we have such a fun and close knit community, just in our back room here. That people that are into powerlifting or curious about powerlifting. So we've been fortunate in that sense, and kind of to circle back, what Coupled in Strength is. How do Yessie and I train together? How do we work through some of the coaching issues or selfishness that goes along with powerlifting or being at the gym or trying to be the best fucking thing you can be on a platform?
Yeah.
And
how to separate that as well, as far as personal and training.
That's a great point. How to go home and leave it fucking here, man.
Yeah.
What else? What are some of the other issues without going into too much detail?
You're probably saying to yourself, what can you really take out of this? Our relationship is fairly new. We've only been together over a year, so your questions may come up as, what can you really offer? It's only a year and a half you've been together, kind of thing. It's really, as we always say, it's always about the journey. So it's like, we enter a powerlifting meet. What are our takeaways? So this is a kind of an opportunity for us to be kind of selfless and put our time and effort into it. And what we learn together through this journey with powerlifting and life, if we're having a dilemma, how do we resolve it? we've resolved it together, and we kind of give you that feedback. You may be going through similar things and you don't know how to work through them. So we just want to be that resource for you, essentially.
Well, I think we've kind of danced around it, and this is the one when we did our first intro that I really liked the way we both explained this. Like she said, we've only been together a year, but we moved in after. We've been together for like a year and a half, and we moved in together between 6 months and a year.
Yeah, I mean, I moved from Miami to London, Ohio. I wanted to gain experience with working with Dave in Elite FTS. I got a job opportunity out there too as well. And then obviously 6 months later, the commute from Columbus to Pittsburgh kind of weighed on us. Obviously, we just thought it was an ideal thing to move in together.
Well, it's part. I mean,
whether it was too fast or not, we didn't know at that moment. But then into maybe 1 month in, we're like,
Well, what happened was, whether it was her or me, she was like, hey, maybe I was like, hey, I think we should move in together. And she was like, no. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, she said, hey, I think we should move in together. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. And I don't know what fucking conversation happened in between all that, but we
ended up doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of interesting. We made, and this is the other part I wanted to touch on, we committed to each other that we wanted to grow together. I'm a firm believer, I compartmentalize kind of everything in my life. I have, and Harry Selko talks about this a little bit, as far as goals. Like, you have your personal goals, your professional goals, your spiritual goals, however you want to break that down. And if you're not working on, to me, professional, athletic,
personal,
whether you want to combine those together or not, and spiritual, so 3 or 4 different subsets of goals. I think if you don't have one goal that you're working towards in each of those, you're doing it wrong. I don't think it's something that has to be, as far as powerlifting, I want to be the best powerlifter ever, and I fucking do, and I think I will one day, and I think I'll break world records. I was fucking this close, and my body decided to fucking go rogue on me. So, shit happens. But I think you can do that, and I can still run a successful business here, and I can still go home and love on you and make you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that, I think it's a bullshit cop-out response to say you only have so much time or energy in the day. To me, it's all about passion. I think Tony Robbins hits the nail on the head when he's like, if you are fucking passionate about something, you can do anything. You're not going to run out of energy. You are not going to, you're not going to feel sorry for yourself. You're going to have a bad day and fucking let it roll off your back. And it's easier said than done. It's like it's like perfecting your squat technique, right? It's the guy that's done it. He's like, hey, look, this is all you got to do. To the person that's never felt that before, never done it before successfully, it's a daunting fucking task. You get under the bar and you might, from the time you warm up to your last set, you might hit 50 or 100 reps, and maybe one of them was good.
Right.
And that can be a daunting task. That can be.
It's just a matter of like trial and error. Really, I mean, just using your example as far as like trying to get a technique on your squat to improve, and like you said, someone who has been there can say, hey, this is how you do it. Easier said than done. But it's just a matter of learning what works for you along the way, or doing what you need to do to improve. So
agreed. And I'm probably going to make you mad at me on this one, but examples, we were both working on our squat technique going into the Arnold, right?
Yes.
Would you say I had more or less success than you?
Less.
Because I didn't compete.
Hello, I put 60 pounds on my squat. What do you think of life?
No, you did.
Good try though.
No, but in all honesty, you did fucking great. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about how quickly mine came along versus yours.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And to me, that is the other lesson that encompasses everything in life. Your issue was you weren't present.
Right.
If you had a bad day, if you had a bad day at work or whatever, you brought it in here. Or if I said something wrong to you, you let it bother you. Or if you had a bad rep, you let it bother you. Like stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And at the end, you did a fucking great job of just brushing it off and saying, I am here to get better, and this is what I'm working on.
That's just, it's just a matter of time to that point that I got there. Does that make sense?
Well, it is and it isn't. That's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like, I did it in half the time as you, and it's not because I'm a better like you're a good athlete. It's not because I'm a better athlete. Or every fucking time I got into the bar, I was present. I was engaged with what was going on. There was nothing else going on outside of that.
Right.
Whether it was fucking Jabez, spazzing about something, or Joe and John needing help, or you were mad at me, whatever it was.
Right.
When I got into the bar, the only thing that mattered was the one or two technique pieces that I was working on.
Right.
That took me a long time to get there. That's not an automatic.
Right. That's what I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, you through the journey, you did a great job. You got through the journey, you got to your destination. You had a fucking 60-pound squat there. It's awesome.
Right.
You could have got there a lot sooner. And I'm telling you, you can squat 400 pounds.
Right.
But you gotta be there every time.
Right.
Right.
So going back to Tony Robbins, though.
Well, no, but that's it. And this is what I started to tell my clients, and I hope it makes sense to them, because it makes a lot more sense to me than like attack the bar or do you know what I mean? Like get angry.
Like
whatever,
cliche.
Yeah, like whatever that is for somebody, they need to learn that on their own. But if you can be present in the moment and be excited about what you're doing and have passion for what you're doing, you don't need anything else.
Right.
You don't need to be angry. If you want to be angry, fuck it, be angry. But I think those are the two most important things. And what that means outside of lifting is look at your relationship.
Yeah.
How often are we on fucking our cell phones? And that's technology. That's part of life. That's not going away. If her and I sit and talk on our phones, I think we do a good job of kind of laughing and being engaged with one another with like, oh, look what this asshole said. Or like, oh, she'll send me pictures that she took of the dogs, or of me with my finger in my nose, like whatever it is. And that's fine. But like, we've also made pacts with each other. At dinner, we don't bring our cell phones out.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that needs to be for you is fine.
And it all ties in together, because if you're somewhat good at home, you're maintaining your relationship, you're putting the time and effort in it, it's going to be easier for you to be present at the gym. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's all the same, right?
So it's like, that's why I'm saying, like, those subsets that you were laying out, if you work a little bit on each and not just on one specific area, I feel like you can accomplish a lot more than you think, by putting those efforts in those little things.
Yeah.
So they can make it work in the end. So that's something that we are constantly working on, and we'll share as far as like.
Yeah, maybe just little tips and tricks on how do we be present.
Right.
If we're not present, why are we not present? How do we snap back to that?
Right.
And passion is going to be something that's hard to coach, man. I've had a guy that's Tyler Coons. He's a sweetheart. He's a good dude. He's had some really good training cycles, and in the meet, he's just not there. And it's, I have to look in the mirror and say, am I setting him up for failures or something that I'm doing? And him and I are good. We go back and forth and just try to figure out where's his head at. Is he not approaching the bar the right way? Is he not preparing? Is his diet not right? So that's part of being present, but having passion, right? Is his passion lacking, or is my passion lacking, and that's wearing off on him? So that's a hard thing to teach. And I think that'll be one thing.
I don't think you can teach passion.
I think you can. I think you can lead by example.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely be an influence, but
Look at when Jabez gets under the bar. What matters to Jabez when he's under the bar? There is fucking nobody else there.
Right.
Right? Like, he is in the fucking zone.
Right.
You can learn from that. That rubs off on people.
Right.
So, no, it's not something you can say, well, yeah, be passionate.
Right.
Okay, what the fuck's that mean? But you get around a group that this is important to them.
It'll come out.
Whether it's lifting or not. Like, if you get around a group of people that are important to one another,
Right.
passion's going to come out of that. Something good's going to come out of that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's
really good.
That's it.
We nailed it in the head.
So we're gonna launch this. We're gonna release this. We're gonna try to. I don't know what our schedule is gonna be like. We want to keep it pretty regular, maybe bi-weekly or monthly, but maybe some little content pieces in between that we do individually, whether we have a good day or a bad day. Just sharing, like if I'm pissed at you or you're pissed at me and why, and how we work through that.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think we should do those together.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to. And then we want to do content together as far as lifting as well.
Yeah. So again, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, I know it's fucking one video, so we're not. We'll come up with our own shit here for a while, but yeah, engage with us and let us know what, if anything, this means to you, or any way that we can help you.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this our journey. We're not asking for a bone here. We're gonna make this valuable and figure out how to do it for you. But again, along the way, help us. So.
Yep.
Episode 1, coupled in strength. Thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.